Welcome back to Lumicore Labs. This is day 2 of our Python journey. Last time, you installed Python, set up VS Code, and wrote your very first line of code. Today, we take the next big step. We're going to learn about variables, user input, and comments. By the end of this video, you'll be able to write a program that actually talks to the user. Let's dive in. Let's start with variables. Think of a variable as a labeled box. You put something inside the box, give it a name, and later you can open the box to see what's inside. In Python, creating a variable is simple. You just write a name, an equal sign, and the value you want to store. Let me show you. Here, I created a variable called name and stored the text Alex inside it. The text inside quotation marks is called a string. Strings are used for text. This variable age stores a whole number. In programming, we call this an integer. This height variable stores a number with a decimal point. That's called a float. And this is underscore student stores either true or false. This is called a Boolean. Booleans are great for yes or no situations. Now let's actually use these variables. I'm writing a print statement for each one. When I print name, Python looks inside that box and shows us what's stored there. Same thing for age, height, and is underscore student. One print statement per variable. Simple and straightforward. Watch what happens when I run this code. See, Python looks inside each box and shows us what's stored there. Alex, 25, 1.83, and true. Each value came from a different variable. That's the power of variables. Store once, use anywhere. But printing raw variables is a bit boring. Let's combine them with regular text. Here I'm joining my name is with the name variable using the plus sign. This is called concatenation, a fancy word for sticking strings together. For the age line, I need to do something extra. Age is an integer, a number, but I'm trying to add it to text. Python won't let you mix numbers and strings directly, so I wrap age and str to convert it to a string first. Now I can join the rest of the sentence. And here's our result. My name is Alex. I am 25 years old. Clean, readable, and personal. There's an even cleaner way to combine variables with text. It's called an f-string. Just put the letter F right before the opening quotation mark. Then, whenever you want to insert a variable, put it inside curly braces. This is the preferred way to format strings in modern Python. It's cleaner, easier to read, and less prone to errors. Look how much cleaner that is. One line, perfectly readable. You'll be using f-strings throughout this entire course. Variables are useful, but hard-coding values like Alex gets boring fast. What if we want the user to tell us their name? That's where the input function comes in. Input pauses your program and waits for the user to type something. Whatever they type gets stored in the variable. Let me demonstrate. I'll run the program. It asks for my name. I'll type Sarah. And look, it greets Sarah personally. Here's something that trips up almost every beginner. The input function always returns a string. Always. Even if the user types a number like 1995, Python treats it as text, not a number. I'm asking for a birth year, and then trying to subtract it from the current year to calculate age. Looks fine, right? Let's see what happens. See that? Type error. Python is saying, I cannot subtract a string from an integer, because birth_year is the string 1995, not the number 1995. Big difference. The fix is simple. We use int to convert the string into an integer. Now Python can do the math correctly. Remember this. Input gives you text. If you need a number, convert it with int or float. And there we go. 2026 minus 1995 equals 31. The calculation works perfectly. Input, convert, calculate. That's a pattern you'll repeat thousands of times as a developer. You've probably noticed these green lines starting with the hash symbol. These are called comments. Comments are notes for humans. Python completely ignores them when running your code. Comments are like sticky notes stuck to your code. They don't change how anything works, but they help you and other developers understand what's going on. Single-line comments start with a hash. Each line needs its own hash symbol. Comments are incredibly useful. Use them to explain why you wrote something, not just what you wrote. You can also use comments to leave notes for your future self, like to-do items or bug reminders. For longer explanations, you can use 3 quotation marks to create a multi-line comment block. Make commenting a habit. Your future self will thank you. Let's put everything together into one small project. This program asks the user for their name, age, city, and what language they're learning. Then it calculates their approximate birth year and displays a nice profile summary. Notice how I used comments to organize the code into sections, variables to store information, input to get data from the user, int to convert the age to a number, and f-strings to format the output beautifully. This is real programming. You're not just copying, you're building. And that's day 2 complete. You now understand variables, you can get input from users, and you know how to document your code with comments. These 3 concepts are the foundation of almost every program you'll ever write. In the next video, we're going to have a practice day. I'll give you a challenge to build something on your own, and then we'll solve it together. This is where the real learning happens. If this video was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to Lumicore Labs. Leave a comment with one thing you learned today. I'll see you on day 3.